actor and producer and screenwriter. Emily Carpenter has had an amazing career, and that is before she even started writing these dark, dazzling, and impossible to resist novels, of which I have in my hot little hand. Emily joins us today on Author's Note. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled.
Well, so the through line of your background is storytelling. I always like to find out how people came to be, novelists, but it sounds like storytelling really is part of who you are.
Absolutely. When I was a kid, I was in the library 24/7. I had my nose in a book, and also all I wanted to be was an actress. That was my dream. I wanted to be in plays, TVs, and movies. Then it turned into wanting to write screenplays, and then finally I ended up writing fiction.
When we're looking at the screenplay versus the novel, and also your background, does that visual medium kind of inform what you're writing about when you're writing these Gothic tales?
Yeah, absolutely. I really start from a very sort of visual, cinematic place. I really try to get the reader into a kind of visceral experience. Not going too heavy on description, but I definitely want you to feel it, to smell it, to know exactly where you are. And then I can start injecting some dread.
I like that. So I'm going to jump right ahead, though, to A Spell for Saints and Sinners, where Savannah is the location, and what a rich character of its own, having that city be the setting. But let's get into it. The blurb describes it as a gender-flipped Saltburn. I mean, explain what's happening here, at least to the degree that you don't spoil anything.
Yeah, so the story is about a sidewalk psychic. Her name is Ingrid. She works in Savannah. She's inherited her grandmother's psychic business as well as her crumbling townhouse. Anyway, Ingrid gets sucked into the world of this wealthy family in Savannah, and they are a family with secrets and lies and all sorts of oddities about them. And soon Ingrid realizes that she may have been pulled in so deeply that it's going to take some dangerous magic to get her out.
So, A Spell for Saints and Sinners, again, let me remind everyone the book that we're talking about, but you are also it's kind of exciting. You're also in development, or your other book, Gothic Town, is also in development. Where does that stand? We always like to know when we read the books and then we see them on TV. Are you still in development for that as to be a TV show?
Yeah. Yeah, so Gothic Town was optioned as a limited series for AMC TV, and it is still in that kind of murky phase of development. So apparently Hollywood moves even slower than the publishing industry. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting on that to all come to fruition.
So when you were researching, writing this book, did you spend some time in Savannah? Like, what about Savannah? I love Savannah, but what about Savannah kind of informed this part of the story?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time there, and actually it was kind of I couldn't move there. That would have been my first choice, to move to Savannah. I would love to live there, but that just didn't work out. So second best, set a book there and take research trips. And I've been there a lot. I love wandering around the city. It is rich with history. It's a haunted city. You just get a really special feeling there. And it kind of feels like a bubble away from the rest of the world. So I just loved investigating the restaurants and the buildings and the squares, and just also kind of the power dynamic differences between the wealthy class and the working class there.
And I highly recommend, if you want to go to a place, it's sort of like New Orleans, where you feel like the veil is a little thinner. It's the perfect,
Yes.
ground for all kinds of imaginative tales, of which this is. Now, we want to let everyone know it's available. It just came out this week, right?
Yesterday.
2
days ago.
2 days ago. Okay. Just came out. It is available wherever you buy your favorite books. One thing we always like to kind of finish up our interviews here is to talk about, where can we follow you? What's the best thing we can do to support you and make sure that we know where your latest information is? Instagram, Facebook, what's your thing?
Yeah, I'm mainly on Instagram. I'm emily.d.c. And I'm also on Facebook. You can follow me there. I'm on Threads. The greatest thing you can do for an author is buy our book and then actually review the book somewhere like Goodreads, Amazon, wherever. Also, just tell your friends. Word of mouth is the greatest way to help an author.
Awesome. Great information. And again, I'm going to be following you though, because I love to see what authors are posting. Thank you for joining us today on Author's Note. And here again, the book. Definitely get your hands on this.
Thank you.
After the break, we're going to get to meet another furry friend. What a great day from the Toledo Animal Rescue. The 9 is back in just a few minutes.